Hope you are fine and doing well, and you are listening our lessons and everything very properly in our holidays. I think you are utilizing this lesson these lessons in a better way. Yes, let us start the first lesson in a physics, that is electricity. What is that? Which is that first lesson? That is electricity. So I think you know about that. Electricity has a different name. There are many varieties name. They are also known as electricity, is also known as electric current, or it is also known as power. It is also known as power. These are the general names for the electricity. Okay. So this electricity, to flow for the easy way of electricity, we require the circuit that is called as electric circuit. That is called as what? Electric circuit. So let us know what is mean by electric circuit. Okay. So this is called as, this picture will tell you about, this is called as electric circuit. So it is called as battery or one source of electric current. So which is having the two ends. One is positive and then second one is negative, and that is connected to the bulb. Okay, this is the simple electric circuit. This is called as simple electric circuit. Clear? This is connected to the bulb. It is called as simple electric circuit. So the current will flows like that. Okay. So consider this is called as the simple electric circuit. What is mean by circuit here? A continuous closed path. It is a completely closed path. It never open. Clear? A continuous closed path of the electric current. Current is called as electric circuit. Keep in mind once again, what is mean by electric circuit? A continuous closed path of electric current is called as the electric circuit. Is called as electric circuit. Then what is electric current here? So we have to get to know the meaning of electric current. What is mean by electric current? The rate of flow of electrical charges. The rate of flow of electrical charges is called as the electric current. Keep in mind, what is mean by electric current? The rate of flow of electrical charges. Which are those charges? There are the two charges in the flow of electric current. I already told you. One is called as the positive charge and another one is called as the negative charge. Keep in mind. So as you know that these positive charges are also called as anode, and the negative charges, they are called as the cathode. Keep in mind. Clear? So these two are called as the electrically charges. So let us recall the definition of electric current again. The rate of flow of charges. The rate of flow of charges, electrical charges, is called as the electric current. Okay. So which is the formula used to find out the electric current? So the first, this electric current is represented by the capital letter, that is I. What is the relations between electric current to I? Actually they has to mention, they has to use to represent that word with E or with C. Is it a E represent the electric current and C represent the current? I think your mind is thinking about that. Why they has to use I? There is no relations for the I to electric current. If you are thinking like that, stop your thinking. Actually I means here, I refers induced current. I refers induced current. What is that induced meaning here? Induced means that is the produced current. I mean, so where the electric current has produced in the device, that has called as the induced. So that's why to represent the electric current, we are using the letter in a physics, that is capital I. Keep in mind, electric current is represented by the capital I. Let us know what is the formula used to find out the electric current. That is formula for electric current, that is I equal to Q divided by small t. Note down. This is very important. Which formula is used to represent the electric current? That is I equal to Q divided by T. Where I represent, I already told you, that is the induced current. I represent induced current or electric current. And Q represent what? Q equal to quantity of electrically charges. Quantity of electrically charges. I mean, how many charges we are using, how many anodes and how many cathodes are supplying to produce the electric current. That is called as Q. I mean quantity. Quantity means how much anodes and the cathodes are participated in the to cause the electric current or to produce the electric current. That is called as quantity of electrical charges. And small t represents, I think you know about that already in 9th standard and everything you learnt about this. Small t represent what? Time taken. Keep in mind, the formula used to find out the electric current is I equals Q divided by T. Which formula they are using? I equals Q divided by T, where I represent the electric current, Q denotes the quantity of electrical charges and T denotes the time taken. Then what is the SI unit of electric current? We have to get to know the SI unit of electric current. What is mean by SI here? SI means not the sub-inspector here. SI means system of international. System of international. Note down. So that is the one of the organization which is only giving the unit for the physical quantities like force or the power or the work or the electricity or the potential difference, like that has giving the formulas for the or the units for the electric current to measure, units for the physical quantities to measure them. That's why that organization is called as system of international. Yes, what is the SI unit of electric current here? The SI unit of electric current is ampere. Note down, very important. The SI unit of electric current is ampere. Pronounce again. The SI unit of electric current, that is the ampere. Okay. So let us know what is 1 ampere here. 1 ampere means flow of 1 coulomb of a charge in 1 second. Flow of 1 coulomb of a charge in 1 second is called as 1 ampere. Keep in mind, 1 ampere represents flow of 1 coulomb of a charge in 1 second. Coulomb is also one of the SI unit of electrical charge. Okay, electrical charge unit is, SI unit is, that is the coulomb. COLOUMB. Keep in mind. Okay, SI unit of a electrical charge is coulomb. Okay, so here that 1 ampere equals how many coulomb or 1 coulomb of a charge flow in a 1 second is called as the 1 ampere. That is the SI unit of electric current. Don't get confusion here. SI unit of electric current is ampere and SI unit of electrical charge is what? Coulomb. SI unit of electrical charge is coulomb. Okay, so what is the value of a 1 coulomb here? 1 coulomb equal to 6 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons. Note down this. Okay, so 1 coulomb equal to 6 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons. 6 into 10 to the power of 18. So here electrons will be represented. I think you know about that. It has represented by the negative sign. So that's why it is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 18 electrons. Very important. The value of a 1 coulomb is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 18 electron. Okay. So next we have to get to know the term of potential difference. Very important. This is called as potential difference. So you already know about that. The electric current is represented by the letter I, capital letter I. In the same way, the potential difference is represented by the letter that is V. V in the sense here. So volt. Okay, why they are using a V, why they are not using P or a D? Because work has represented by W, power as represented by P, force as represented by force, you know about that. But the potential difference is represented by the different letter V, that is called as volt. What is the relation of potential difference to volt? There will be the relation, that is volt is the SI unit of potential difference. SI unit of potential difference is volt. Okay, so by that unit, by that first letter, by that unit first letter, this potential difference has represented. Keep in mind, V nothing but what? Potential difference, that is represented by the letter that is called as volt. Okay, so what is the definition of the potential difference? Okay, potential difference means, the name itself says, the difference between the two ends of the conductor. Let us take it as a conductor. Conductor in the sense electrical wire. Conductor in the sense what? Electrical wire. In an electrical circuit, the conductor is nothing but the electrical wire only. Okay, so the difference between the two ends. Okay, if you have taken a long wire, that difference, or if you are taken, or if you are using the short wire, that difference also. Okay, the difference between the two ends of the conductor is called as the potential difference, or S, that is represented by the volt, and that SI unit is called as the volt. Keep in mind, potential difference means the difference between the two ends of the conductor. Potential difference means the difference between the two ends of the conductor. Let us know the formula. Which formula is used to find out the potential difference? That is, you know about that already. We represent the potential difference. V equals to W divided by Q. Right, you are very familiar about W. So W denotes what here? W, where W denotes the work done. W denotes work done, and Q denotes, I already told you, that is the quantity of electrical charges. Keep in mind, Q denotes what? Quantity of electrical charges. Quantity of electrical charges. Very important. Quantity of electrical charges. So this is the formula for potential difference. Very important. Potential difference formula. V equals W divided by Q, where V represents the potential difference and W represents the work and Q represents the quantity of electrical charges. Keep in mind, the SI unit of potential difference is volt. That first letter has taken or has used to represent the potential difference. Potential difference. Let us know what is 1 volt. 1 volt. Okay. So 1 volt is the 1 joule of a work done. 1 joule of a work done by utilizing the 1 coulomb of electrical charges. Okay, 1 volt is, so here we are using the formula for V equals W. To find out the potential difference is V equals W divided by Q, right? So here W we have to take a work only, that is work. I think you know about that SI unit of work is joule, right? So and quantity, quantity of electrical charges, I told you already, the SI unit of electrical charges is coulomb. Okay, so here 1 volt equals what? 1 volt is the 1 joule of work done by utilizing the 1 coulomb of electrical charges is called as 1 volt. Very important. What is volt, or define volt if they are asking the question in examination? That is 1 joule of work done in 1 coulomb of by utilizing the 1 coulomb of electrical charges is called as 1 volt. So this this thing we can also write as 1 joule. If you have taken the C into the numerator, it will become, always its power is 1. I think you know about that. When it comes to the, when it is transferred to the numerator, it becomes -1. So 1 joule per coulomb. How can we read this? That is why also very important. 1 volt equals 1 joule per coulomb. Okay. Yes. So next, the components, many components of the electrical circuits are there related to that. I mean, how the electrical components are represented in a symbol related to that. There will be the one table in your textbook. You have to copy that. So which are the symbols we are using to represent that in an electrical circuit, like a cell or a battery or a plug key open or a plug key close. So that is there, that table in a textbook. You have to copy the same for the classwork and go through that. Then you will get to know that electrical components and its symbols. I hope you will do that. Clear? So yes, which are all the devices are used in an electrical circuit? Mainly the devices are voltmeter, ammeter and galvanometer. Keep in mind, that is voltmeter, then ammeter, and one more is galvanometer. So you have to get to know this difference of these devices, electrical devices. Actually, voltmeter, one more is also there, that is called as the voltmeter. Voltmeter it is. Okay. So and this is voltmeter. Okay. So what is mean by voltmeter here? Don't get confusion. Actually, voltmeter is a device which is used. Okay, it's not used in an electrical circuit, this voltmeter, but voltmeter is used in an electrical circuit. Okay, the device which is used to separate the ions in a water. That is, water had two ions. I think you know about that. One is called the hydrogen positive ion and oxygen negative ion. To separate the hydrogen positive ion and oxygen negative ion, the voltmeter, the device is used, that is called as a voltmeter. So here we are taken, don't get confusions between the voltmeter to voltmeter. Only the one letter difference. Here A is there, but here A not there. That is only the difference. Okay. So what is voltmeter? Actually, voltmeter means the device which is used to find out the potential difference. The device which is used to find out the potential difference is called as the voltmeter. Is called as the voltmeter. Did you understand? So this voltmeter we are using in an electrical circuit. Okay, this is separate. Just I am using here to get to know the difference between voltmeter to voltmeter. Keep in mind. Next, this is a ammeter. So what is ammeter? Actually, the device which is used to measure the high electric current in a circuit. If the high electric current is caused in a circuit, that should be measured by the device, that is called as ammeter. And what is galvanometer? Galvanometer means the device which is used to measure the low, high opposite is low electric current in a circuit, that is called as the galvanometer. Okay, we will show you after the school reopen all these devices, voltmeter, voltmeter, ammeter, galvanometer in a lab, but here it's not available, that's why sorry for that, I will not show you, but you have to get to know the difference between what is the work of voltmeter, ammeter or galvanometer. It is better. Okay. So ammeter, voltmeter is used, the device which is used to measure the potential difference. Ammeter is the device used to measure the high electric current. Galvanometer is a device used to measure the low electric current. Low electric current. These are the very important devices which are used in the electrical circuit to measure the electrical current. Okay, and the potential difference. Yes, very important law in this lesson actually, that is and most repeated law, that is called as Ohm's law. Keep in mind, that is called as Ohm's law. Yes, Holmes law. Holmes is one of the scientists who find out the potential difference. Keep in mind, the Holmes is one of the scientists who find out the potential difference. So that that scientist gave a one law that is called as Holmes law. That is called as Holmes law. He also find out the he was a physicist actually. He also find out the electrical resistance also. Okay, keep in mind, potential difference and the electrical resistance was find out by the physicist that is called as Holmes, and he has given one law that is popularly known as Holmes law. I mean, it is carried is by his name only, that is called as Holmes law. So what Holmes law states is that the potential difference across the conductor, the potential difference, I think you know about that. Potential difference is represented by the letter V. I already told you, the potential difference across the conductor is directly proportional to the electric current. This is the directly proportional symbol. Keep in mind, if you know the symbol of V directly proportional to I, so without learning any definition, you can write the Holmes law. Clear? So you have to keep in mind always this V directly proportional to I. So what I'll repeat again, what Holmes law states that the potential difference between the ends of the conductor, direct conductor is directly proportional to the electric current. That is Ohm's law. Okay, and that we can derive one formula from the Ohm's law, that is V. If we remove the directly proportional symbol here, we want to put any one constant term, that is here we are taking or. Okay, or means here electrical resistance. I told you this electrical resistance also find out by the famous physicist, that is nothing but Ohm. Keep in mind, if we remove the directly proportional symbol, we want to use the constant term here or I. Okay, so what is mean by constant here? That means it has a fixed value, no variable value. Okay, others, the potential difference and the electric current having the variable value, but here resistance having the fixed value. That's why here or is used as a constant term. Constant term means having the fixed value. The value doesn't vary, but V and the I value can vary. Clear? So here where V represents, you already know that is the potential difference, and or I told you that is the or represent the electrical resistance. And I, you know that is the electrical current. Clear? So now you will get the new term, that is the resistance, that is called as electrical resistance. Okay, so let us know what is electrical resistance. Electrical resistance means the property of the conductor to resist the flow of electrical charges is called as the electrical resistance. What is mean by electrical resistance? The property of the conductor to resist the electrical charges. Resist means control. Okay, so yes, the charges are flowing like that. So if any one obstacle is found out, the flow of the charges will not go easily. That way they want to stop there. That is the electrical resistance. Keep in mind, the property of the conductor to resist the flow of electrical charges. Resist means control or make into stop. Later they can move. That is called as electrical resistance. Keep in mind, resistance means avoid or stop the flow of electrical charges, that is called electrical resistance. And which device is used for that electrical resistance or to stop the electrical charges, that is called as the resistor. The device is called as resistor. Okay. So resistor acts as acts to control the flow of electrical charges. Resist means control or stop or avoid, any word we can use. Okay. So this electrical resistance, the SI unit of electrical resistance, SI unit of electrical resistance is ohm. I already told you this electrical resistance also invented by the ohm, which is symbolized as with the Greek letter. This is called as the ohm. Repeat again. This is called as ohm. Keep in mind. Okay. So in its name only has given a SI unit, that is called ohm. This symbol is very important. That is the symbol of ohm. So what is 1 ohm here? 1 ohm means, okay, 1 ohm means 1 volt divided by 1 ampere. Okay. So 1 ohm equals to 1 volt divided by 1 ampere. This is the what? The value of 1 ohm. Value of 1 ohm. Yes, this resistance, I already told you the resistance. Okay. So on what factors that the electrical resistance of the conductor depends on? So this electrical resistance of the conductor depends on, it is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. Length is represented by the small l and inversely proportional to the area of the conductor. A as represented by the capital A. Very important. On what factor this resistance as depends on? Okay, this resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and inversely proportional to the area of the conductor. Inversely proportional to the area of the conductor. So if it is right in a denominator, that is called as inversely proportional. This is the symbol of inversely proportional. If it has right in a denominator, we want to read as inversely. If we are right in a numerator, we want to read as directly proportional. Keep in mind. Clear? So that is R is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the area of the conductor. Clear? So how it is depends on directly proportional in the sense, if the length is increasing, if the length is goes on increasing, even the resistance also goes on increasing. Clear? And how it is depends on the area. If the area has increasing, the resistance is not increasing, it will be decreasing. Keep in mind. Clear? So that's why it is inversely. I mean vice versa it is. If the area has increasing, resistance is decreasing. If the area is decreasing, resistance is increasing. That's why it is called as inversely. And length, if the length is increasing, the resistance is also increasing. If the length is decreasing, the resistance also decreasing. Clear? So thus the length and the area is depends on the resistance. Okay. Total resistance in the sense length. Keep in mind, length is increasing in the sense, if you are taken a long wire, the electric current will flow very easily without resistance. Resistance in the sense make into stop, make into avoid. Okay. So here length is increasing, the resistance is also increasing. Also increasing in the sense the flow of electric current is very less. The flow of electric current is very less. If the resistance is increasing, the flow of electricity is very less. If the resistance is less, I mean decreasing, then the flow of electric current is very fast. Keep in mind. Okay. So if the length is more, resistance is more and the flow of electric current is very less. Okay. Flow of electric current is very less. In the same way, length is very short. I mean length of the short wire. If you are taken a short wire, then the resistance is also very less and the flow of electric current is more. Clear? So that, like that, you want to understood that. And in the same way, the area. Okay, if the area of the device or area of the circuit, if the area of the electric circuit is more, actually the resistance is less, because it is inversely proportional. The resistance is less and the electric current is more. I already told you, if the resistance is less, actually, then the electric current will flow. I mean, nobody will avoid, no, to avoid that flow of electric current. So that's why the flow of electric current is more. If the area is less, then the resistance is more and the flow of electric current is very less. Like that it has depends on. So here also, if we remove this directly proportional symbol, we can put the equal sign and we want to put one constant term, that is called as rho. We are taken here rho. Keep in mind, it want to write like that. That is the rho, L divided by A. L divided by A. Here rho is the proportionality constant. Rho is